What's up, guys? This is SanchoWest, and welcome to The Last of Us 2 E3 2018 trailer breakdown. This is the gameplay reveal trailer, of course, that we just saw this past week. And for those of you who've never been a part of my breakdowns, what I do is I basically start and stop the trailer. So if you're like, oh, just play the whole trailer, relax and chill, watch the trailer on your own. This is just to break it down a little bit more insight of what I see or theories and all that kind of stuff. A little bit multiplayer lean to it as well. All I can say is feels good to talk about The Last of Us again. And this is the trailer that's going to be basically Ellie is in Jackson. This is the scene behind me. And, of course, they had this tent at E3 as well, part of the conference and the immersion. So one of the things I want to point out is I watched the panel as well. So a lot of the information I'm going to be having is from the panel. But one thing I want to point to you is that where do you go for a sequel, right? What do you do for a sequel in general? And for The Last of Us, they decided to go intimate. They decided to get more intense. They use the word intense a lot. Kick up the intensity. So and rather than going big, like in Uncharted 2, a bigger action pieces, bigger scale, they decided to get more intimate and get greater details. So I'm going to point out a lot of the details of this trailer. And then, you know, through some theories. So let's go ahead and jump right to it. I appreciate you guys for the support. Again, the lighting, incredible. Incredible lighting with the bistro lights. All right, let's go on. Let's do this. I told you I was going to start and stop it. So Naughty Dog, what they did was they had 9 dancers, right? At their disposal in their motion capture studio, and they basically captured each little section of this. So all this is mocap; it's not animated. But that's kind of cool that they did that. That they were only had an ability to do 9, and they pieced it all together, which is pretty cool. So, Ellie, right? What they did as well is they took Ashley Johnson and Ellie and made it 40%. Boom. This is why you have this older version of Ellie. Now, the one thing about Ellie in this thing, I really believe she's not comfortable. Jackson is a place where they have electricity, they have community, they have dancing. This is a completely different step from The Last of Us 1. Last of Us 1, you were constantly on the run. Civilization went from happy-go-lucky times with Joel, all that stripped away, to running on the run, running from clickers, a lot of infected. But here we are in this part of the game where everything's calm. She should be happy. She should be dancing. But as you can see, she's still shy. She's in the trailer, she says, "I'm just a girl, not a threat." Continue on. Now, one thing that's really cool about this is that Naughty Dog's sweat, right? The sweat of it, we'll talk about a little bit later. But as you can see, you know, there is life behind this color. Like there's freckles, there's looks like there's blood behind all this thing, and the hair is just amazing. So that's what's really cool, that you'll see even that woman Dina, she's dancing all over the place, and she's bright red, like she's working up a sweat.
I hate these things.
Tell me about it.
Your old man really laid into me today.
What happened?
Another big lecture about my patrols. Don't go here, don't go there. It's funny how involved he gets whenever you're scheduled to go out.
Yeah.
So, of course, the old man is Joel. Of course, that's what they're talking about, Joel. The thing is, in terms of the game, I think they were talking about in the panel wide linear. Like, they want to continue to explore wide linear, meaning you could do different choices, which we'll talk about later when she's writing about. But it's interesting, the patrols part, I think you will take a part of. At first, I thought Ellie wasn't part of the patrol, but later in the panel, they revealed she does go on patrols with them. So it's interesting to see are we going to go out on these patrols. One thing that Neil Druckmann said is that this part of the game, Jackson is, you know, everything's calm, and then it hits the fan, right? Everything collapses. How does it collapse? Does this religious cult come in? And I forget their name. They said their name. Do they come in and do they wipe out this entire colony in Jackson, the settlement in Jackson? Is that what makes Ellie go on her rampage? But here's the thing that I find interesting. Troy Baker not around in this entire E3. Usually Troy Baker is at the forefront of The Last of Us. They did say that the gameplay will be central around Ellie. But, where's Troy Baker? Where's the, him and promoting this game at this moment? Most likely he's just not needed right this time because he's not in the demo. So I could see why that he's not around. But it's interesting to see that we don't see Joel. This demo is all about Ellie's gameplay, because they're working on – we'll talk about the gameplay as we get closer.
She's putting on quite the show.
I give you guys 2 weeks until you're back together.
Not gonna happen. She, say something to you?
Make it 1 week. Ellie! Hey! What took you so long? Oh, I'm here, aren't I?
Dina?
Jesse.
So, obviously, Ellie gets invited to this dance. It seems like Ellie does not go to these things. She's late to the dance. She doesn't want to be a part of it. And so Dina invites her. So Neil did reveal that Dina and Ellie meet early on in the Jackson settlement, and they form a bond instantly.
Don't forget we leave at first light, so get some rest.
Yes, sir.
And that Gwen right there, he is like a leader. That guy that he was talking to is like the leader of one of the leaders of the patrol.
Okay, I have a very serious question for you.
Look at the life behind everybody. It's amazing.
How bad do I smell? Like a hot pile of garbage?
Oh, okay. Oh.
One thing is really cool is that Naughty Dog is very, very clever. There are magicians at this stuff. They do a lot of things. They eat every ounce of power on the PlayStation 4, but they do it in a very cunning way, right? One of the things, as you can see, is the background's very live and it happening. It's a blur effect that makes us feel like we're watching a movie. It's like very cinematic, right? The whole, it's another way of saying like everything around them stops, right? Everything's blurred of vision. It's just between Dina and Ellie. That's how strong this relationship is, that the whole world around them disappear. Also, Dina has this bracelet that we will see later. Oh, man. Let's see. I forgot that the eye jewelry has a meaning to it. The evil eye, that's what it is. Okay, and the thing is, the evil eye is a curse believed to be cast by a malevolent glare, usually given to a person when they are unaware. Many cultures believe that receiving the evil eye will cause misfortune or injury. Talismans created to protect against the evil eye are also frequently called evil eyes. So the evil eye symbol that she has, a lot of these have these. My wife has a whole bunch of them. It's usually in the hand. It's a symbol showing an eye often surrounded by rays of light. The evil eye. That's what I remember seeing that before. So the evil eye. It's very interesting. Let's continue on.
How about that? Gross. You love it.
Now, you could see throughout this entire time that Ellie is so pensive, right? She is so confused. I think this moment is when they first kiss. That I think that is their first kiss, and I think Ellie is confused. 2 reasons why. Dina is such a character that eventually she says like everybody sought after. She thinks she is the prize in terms of like she is the belle of the ball, so to speak. She's the trophy of the community, and I think Ellie is confused because not only like why is she picking me, but at the same time, should I let Dina get close to me? Should I let this another person get close to me? Because every person that gets close to me gets hurt. You can see it in the face. You can see it in the acting. And she's trying to convince herself that this is not real. That Dina does not like me.
Maybe they're staring at you.
I feel like Ellie has this ugly duckling syndrome as well. But it's not based on looks.
Maybe they're jealous of you.
It's just based on that she doesn't feel a part of this community.
Just a girl.
She's just a girl.
Not a threat.
Not a threat, but she is a threat. She is a threat. Not because she's... They all know that she can, she has the skill to kill, so to speak. But they don't know that she has this infection, right? She is the threat. And if someone knows that she is infected and has this cure, the whole thing goes and it all breaks. So what may happen is they reveal that maybe that Ellie reveals her bite. Someone finds her bite and tells everybody, and it causes chaos. So she is a threat. That's why she's a threat. It's because she still holds the virus. There it is. There it is. The evil eye.
I think they should be terrified of me.
Dina's just saying that because, you know, you're beautiful. You're an awesome soul. What's really cool about this kiss is that they were saying in the panel that they couldn't get close because of the facial capture, right? Their camera rigs. If you don't know, it has this weird camera on the light and everything. So what they had to do was like kiss side by side and to get a frame of reference. And then the animators went in and figured out a tech to squish their nose, their cheeks, their lips, all that kind of stuff. That's why it's really awesome that the team made this very important, because it is a very important moment. Because this right here is like at that moment of the summit of where it could go two ways, right? Ellie could live happily ever after in Jackson, or it could go south, and it goes south. All right, so we're gonna get this jump in time. Neil Druckmann talked about jumps in time. They're exploring timelines. So I think this game will have more of that. In my gut of guts, I think Joel is dead. I think either he dies early, just to, or maybe he just dies just, you know, to sickness or something, pneumonia, who knows, or he dies in this raid where they kill everybody in Jackson. In my theory, in my thought, I think he is dead. I think for Ellie's story to progress, he has to be dead, and that's why we don't play as Joel as much. Maybe we play as Joel in Patrol. Maybe we play in the Patrol where he dies. Remember, he almost cheated death already once in the original Last of Us when he fell on the thing and Ellie saved him. So I think that Joel is dead, and we probably jump back and forth in time. Some of the questions that this trailer does not answer is who's that big muscular woman in the Paris trailer. So we're gonna go ahead and jump forward. And I think this is a jump forward in time because she has Dina's bracelet. Or it could be as a jump back in time because she gives the bracelet to Dina. Those are the two options it could be. A lot of people on the internet thinks that it's Dina's bracelet and that she's out for revenge, which is highly possible. Or it could be that she gave it to her. So let's go. As protection. Because it's right there on her wrist. The NPCs they really wanted to push home during the panel is that they're human. So you're gonna see the every single molecule of their being fighting to survive, grabbing on you, things like that, fighting back. It's all those kinds of things to submerge you into the realism, to build up the intensity, to make it, because Neil Druckmann said that this is a game of hate. So, you know, Ellie's out for revenge, and that's what justifies murdering every single thing in her path. Versus, you know, in the Uncharted, right? People always make fun of Drake killing all these people, and they always say, "Oh, it's a Pulp Fiction, it's a high adventure, it's fun, it's supposed to be like Indiana Jones type vibe." It doesn't matter, right? But this game, Last of Us, is grounded, right? So Ellie needs a reason to murder everybody, and you as the player have to feel justified killing real people. And that's Ellie's switchblade. I think that's going to be a constant. You're going to always have it available. Now, one thing I really like is the HUD. And the one thing I want you to focus during this trailer, I'm going to circle it right here. You see where my mouse is? That this is, I think Neil called it analog stealth, where you're going to see the circle go up and go down. It's going to go up and down in terms of where you are stealth-wise. If you're hiding in tall grass, short grass, if you're not being seen, and that's going to be your indicator. I really like the minimalistic HUD they have going. It's so sleek because they want this to be a cinematic experience. Look how clean. There's no map or direction or everything. Naughty Dog is going to guide you through this level. You're going to go towards the light. It's really cool how Naughty Dog does this. They also said in this demo that you could have gone that way, you could have gone straight, You could have gone to the right. I feel like this whole level is, like I said, wide linear. So this demo is going to take us to the right to the parking garage, right? But you could have easily gone left. You could have easily just shot those guys, but you decided to go around. Of course, the lamp and all that kind of stuff, that is set in Seattle. This is in Seattle as confirmed in the previous Paris trailer. Also, one of the things they said in the panel is that these groups communicate with whistles. So if one group knows your alert, that doesn't mean... Because what they said, let me get to this point real quick. What they said is they disliked when, like, you know, on Metal Gear Solid, boom, once you get one person, everybody shows up and murders you, right? Because one NPC was alert and it kind of just instantly created this, like, bam, everybody's alerted. In The Last of Us Part 2, just because one group's alerted, unless they whistle out or notify the other group, then, you know, they're not going to know instantly where you are. So basically, so you kill a group, maybe a whistle goes out, the other group shows up, they're just on high alert, right? They're prepared for you. They know that the wolf, the lone wolf, which is Ellie's code name, they know she's around. They're alert. Versus if you killed everybody without making a sound, then they'll still be passive. They have different stages of searching, which was really cool. They have like a passive and then have aggressive. So may she guide you, right? May she guide you right here. This big propaganda poster. She's dressed in a button-up. She has I think she has the hair. Of course, we saw that they disemboweled. So this religious cult is all about getting more people into it. And what really in the cult is they all dress the same, so they're all equal except the leader, which we don't know who they are. The leader is most likely dressed the same as well because everyone is equal and their message is always strong. And that's what I think we're not going to get as many as effective or clickers. They're going to be used like a little, you know, a little flavor, right? Little spices to kick up the intensity to go from, you know, people, more people, boom, a bloater, right? It's going to be like that versus like in The Last of Us in the sewer scene or in the underpass scene, you just get a whole bunch of like bloaters everywhere. I think they're going to have natural organic progressions in enemy. And what's really cool is this is a cityscape. This has been overgrown by trees that this must be a lot of time has passed. I mean, 5 years has passed since The Last of Us, but this area has been engulfed by nature. And this guy's about to get disemboweled. But as you can see, look here, her analog thing, right? Growing, going big, small. Now she's in stealth, completely short. The grass is short, so she has to prone. So she's not completely covered in stealth. See the whistles? The guy disemboweled. They're letting them know like the wolf's around. So now they're in active search mode. Now I don't think that you could just prone anywhere. I think what Naughty Dog's saying that you could prone in certain sections, underneath cars, underneath little things, all those kinds. Like she could have prone underneath this thing, but it's blocked, right? You can't get underneath it because it's the tires are flat. So it's not going to be prone anywhere type dolphin dive type vibes, right? I just love this HUD. It's so awesome. Dolphin dive type dive. You could only prone in certain areas and jump in certain areas. So she can't just prone right now and crawl, you know. I don't think that's going to be an option. Again, the whistling is getting back. It's further and further along. She could have easily gone up that way, but she went this way. She could have gone up the van, but she's going to go... Yeah, she's going to go up the van. So there's different ways you could tackle this little combat area. They said they didn't want it to make it like looting, or searching, combat area. They wanted to make it all organic where any area could be a combat area. She's going to say, wolf. All right, I'm going to go back real quick. So Naughty Dog said that they had to rebuild the AI, right? They had to make the AI smarter. As you can see, this guy right here is searching underneath this area, so you could prone underneath that area. So now the AI not only knows to look for you around, but they're going to be able to look for you underneath things, in the bushes, all those kinds of stuff. Now they... Ooh! Ah! What I loved about this, and I'm going to play this sequence in slow-mo. What I love about this entire sequence, let's play half speed. I'm gonna mute it so I won't get weird. What I love about this entire sequence is the details, right? Ellie flipping the hammer. But you do have the ability to dodge. So they took the Uncharted combat system as well is here. So that's why Ellie dodges. Like if you time it, it'll look so organic. When she gets hit, you know, she feels it. She reacts to it. Dodge, slash, right? She's going to get hit right here on the shoulder. The enemies are fighting for their lives of countering. Another dodge, right? Contextual, hitting, slamming against the car, right? That's all there. See, like the animations of them reacting to getting hit, that's what makes it. And not only does Ellie have it, but the NPCs have it as well. So they're reacting to her getting hit, so you feel every single thing. That's what's great about it. The whistling's going off, the gunshots. Everybody's being more aware. As you can see, her circle is huge.
She went into the grass. Watch yourself.
She went into the grass. Like they're actually like being active. See the whistle, like, yo, she's over here. The music matches the intensity. It's not as intense anymore.
Ethan. What? Wolf. She came through here. Damn it. Double back. Go.
The NPCs call each other by name, so you don't understand that you're actually going against people. See, they're looking underneath things. That's why she finds her. Ellie's breathing is tight and pensive. Calling after Ethan. Poor Ethan. Getting hit right there. As you can see, the icon has the R1 to remove it. I think over time you probably lose it. I just love how fluid that was. Look how fluid that was. Throwing the bottle, picking up the bottle, right? Fluid. Not like like stop and pick it up. Ellie, they said that Ellie's is much more the way she moves is much more agile, much more faster than Joel, because she can't be this brute, right? She doesn't have brute strength. She has to figure out different ways. And so here's the jump. They said they do have a jump. Now, of course, in the Last of Us, there was a jump like that, but I think she has the ability to vault a little bit more and get around. You can see, pick it up, throw, all one solid movement, running while holding the bottle. You know, all of that is fluid. It's not, you know, right? It's running full sprint, chunking. Like, that's all clean. The animation, real fast, running, throwing. Like, that's what we're going to get, right? Also, it's interesting that she's going to have this fight in a makeup store, in the cosmetic store, like a Sephora. But it's called Mercy. Merci, or thank you. But you could read it as mercy, right? I see it as, for me, I think it's just another clever way of saying mercy. Like, show mercy to all these people around here. Show mercy. Are you willing to show mercy? Obviously, she's not. She's not going to show any mercy. But I just love that, how fluid it is, man. That's just really, that's what I mean. The increase in details, you know, bam, hit, you're falling down. It's like you're dealing with a shockwave. You know, this enemy's going to come in closer to finish you. You're going to bolt. You feel the arrow. You're going to jump. You have nothing. She could have easily gone left. She could have gone right. She's going to go ahead, boom, grab it, wham, hit her right in the face with the bottle, and they grab her as a hostage because they don't know she is out of bullets. Swing her around. You can see her head jerk because of, you know, the motion of it. It's just so good. I love it. I have eyes. More people are coming up. It's alerting more people naturally, organically. As you can see, she's clutching her arm. It's like in how in Resident Evil, like I love the Resident Evil when you're limping. But yeah, so now more of these guys are on high alert. It's whistling. That dude has like it's one side's a hammer and other side's a pickaxe. You can see the thing. She could easily popped out, stab. I just love it. Like it's really cool that this fight breaks. I mean, again, it could have happened anywhere else, but purposely this demo is in a cosmetic store, which is really cool. All right, now that right there, multiplayer wise, again, if Naughty Dog likes to have the same mechanics in single player over the multiplayer because they believe, well, during The Last of Us when I was doing the streams, they believe that if a player goes to multiplayer from single player to multiplayer and says, how come I can't prone, how come I can't jump, or how come a Molotov kills one person instantly in the single player but not in multiplayer, why is that? So they like to have that stuff mirror. So what these opportunities they have is they said in the panel they wanted you to be creative in how you encounter all of these combat scenarios. You could hit a guy with a bottle, you could be just straight up hack and slash, you could go and guns and blazing. So what they wanted to add to the creativity is the flanks. And so she could, because she's a lot smaller than Joel, she could squeeze into tiny areas. She could go underneath. All those kinds of things are available to her. And I think in the multiplayer, they're going to have these flanks, these 9 flanks where you can say, all right, someone has to watch the bookshelves. Someone could squeeze right through those bookshelves. Or someone has to watch the car in mid because they could crawl prone underneath it for like a really quick flank, like in Bookstore, how you could climb up and climb over. I think we're going to get more of those opportunities. Just like the water waves in Uncharted 4. Alright, just gonna go ahead and grab this. See how the guy slumps a little bit more. Okay, as you can see, it's getting more and more intense, right? They're building intensity by like, okay, you're thinking as a player, all right, I got this, right? There's 3 people, no problem. I'll do this, I'll do that, boom, no problem. But they're going to slowly add more players, right? Add the intensity. So I think that's how we're going to get more clickers. So imagine, right? You're sitting there, you're fighting 4 people, then boom, a clicker just, like 4 clickers just show up or something like that. Now all of a sudden the intensity ramped up. That's how they do it. Nice and organic. You're not going to stumble upon an area where there's just clickers are just standing everywhere. Unless you get chased out of it and you stumble upon like a clicker house or something like that. You got a nice... the UI is so sick, dude. The UI is so sick and clean. Again, Ellie's going to have the ability to craft because they wanted to make it simple so you could be more creative in how you attack things. They didn't want you to throw multiple weapons. I'm not saying like Horizon, like they're not. It's not in response to Horizon Zero Dawn. So Horizon Zero Dawn, you have all these weapons available, which is cool. So instead, they just pared it. They pared it all down to a certain amount of crafting, things like that. I don't think we'll get like frozen arrow like in Resident Evil type vibe, but let's continue on. I like the music. The music's matching the intensity because it's calm. He's going to pick right up when she just... Ugh. All right. I'll let this play out. See? Quick squeeze. Bang. Dodge. See, I think Joel would be able to grab that thing from that guy. Alright, so before we get to this scene, let's go back. Now, this is what's going to make this game so cool, right? Destructible environment, contextual combat. It's going to add to the realism. I really wanted that. When I saw that they were doing that in Uncharted 4, I said, once this hits The Last of Us, it's going to be so much better. Contextual combat is going to add to the realism of this. So, like, things falling down, everything having the ability to fall, all the makeup falling down, you're going to see... When she kills the woman, when she dodges and hack and slash, all the arrows fall out, like boom, they all fall out, and then you could pick them up versus just like a little thing falling. All that realism, like I said, this sequel diving deeper in, diving deeper into the details, and that's what the details are what going to make this game better. So let's go ahead and put that in half speed. Maybe you guys could see all the things that I'm talking about, right? Right, the guy falling down, right? Boom, look at all the makeup counter collapsing. All the lipsticks, the nail polishes falling. Wham, the dodge. I'm going to actually do the dodge, right? The blocking. The guy's blocking, right? They're able to fight. The grab. Now, he easily could have thrown you somewhere else, but boom, throws you right over the counter, breaks the glass, makeup flying everywhere, all the things. And as you can see, he's going to come in closer. Another dodge. She's hitting square, most likely. Bam. But if that hits you, whew, you would have been hurt. Dodges square again. Bam. Goes through the little thing. She easily could have gone around, but it's a nice little flank path. She's going to hit square again to dodge this. Wham. Wham. Slash. Slash. Now watch all the quiver. As soon as she's dead, boom. She could pick up all those arrows, right? She's going to pick up one. Oh, I think she picks up the whole lot. Gets hit in the shoulder. Feels it on the shoulder. Boom. Dodges, right? This guy's stepping over things. Bam. Hit once. He's not slowing down. This dude's a big guy, right? He's going to take multiple arrows. It's like in the Lord of the Rings. But boom. This is really cool, right? Like all that, I think that like all that wouldn't have been there. Like, you know, like in Batman Arkham Asylum or in the Spider-Man you saw, usually the last enemy, there was like a cinematic cool way of taking them down. I think that's really cool that maybe the last enemy in this area gives you like a little bit of peace, right? A little bit of like a prayer or a monologue or something that you get a little bit more of the lore versus finding tape recorders. I think like that, you get them from the enemy. I think that'd be really cool if they continue to explore that because he starts talking. Easily, they could have just kill you, right? I'm sure if she didn't kill him, he would have been able to talk more and more. But yeah, that's what's really cool. All right, let's get out of this thing. We go boop. Down but not out. Okay, now there's a lot of things. Some people are saying like he's saying something about land, but I think he's saying noble is the sacrificed lamb. The captions may say something different though. I don't think he's saying that. It does not sound like saying you know. He might be though. I think what he's saying, and it's not that. I don't think he's saying that. I could be wrong, but for me, he's saying noble is the sacrificed lamb for he. So he's saying for himself, like, yo, I sacrificed myself to this cause. I sacrificed my life to the cult. That when I bought into the religious message, I'm already dead. I've already sacrificed for myself. So he's saying noble is the sacrificed lamb for he. It doesn't make sense to say, you know, this is sacrificed land for he. It doesn't make sense. I think he's on his death. He knows he's dying. So he's saying noble is the sacrificed lamb. I'm going to pump it up. Let me know what you hear. So brutal, man. Of course, I have the Glasgow smile. Again, I think what it is like, you know, you're unifying yourself to the cult. So good, man. So good, man. So I think what it is, right, is that while Ellie's sitting there at the bar, while Ellie's in her quiet moments, she's always haunted by these thoughts. She's haunted by the things, you know, she has to do or the things she's done. There's, again, the thing in the order, the natural order is that's a flashback, right? That's what Ellie's thinking about. But, you know, Naughty Dog could be playing with different time jumps, right? It could be going to the future, it could go into the past. It'd be interesting to see, like, because essentially like, what if you're just living this life normally, and then boom, you get this flash forward into that sequence, and then you flash back to this, right? Knowing there's often different tricks that storytellers do for you as an audience to engage into the material. One of them is giving you the knowledge of something that's going to happen that the characters that you see don't know. So as an audience member, maybe we know that Dina, that Glenn, that Joel, that this entire Jackson community gets wiped out, and that Ellie goes on a murdering spree, right? And maybe Naughty Dog constantly goes back in time with these time jumps to let you remind you why you're on this murdering spree, to remind you to keep building up the intensity of why you're killing everybody, right? Yo, Ellie is on this thing because they took away her Jackson life. They killed Joel. Not only that they killed Joel, they killed your love, Dina. Not only that they killed Dina, they killed, it could keep stoking the fire. I don't know. Again, this could be a demo just for the purposes, but usually the demo has some sort, it's in the game in some sort of way. And so this could just be a really interesting way of showing the gameplay inside the tech of the kissing and all that stuff and the lighting. So that it could just be one of those demos. But Naughty Dog has different options of building the intensity of hate. Because this game's about hate, according to Neil Druckmann. It's a game about hate.
See, I told you. They should be terrified.
So, can you be terrifying as a stone cold killer, or can you be terrifying as a good person? Can you be terrifying as a leader? Can you be terrifying as a beacon of hope? Can you be terrifying as yourself? Because usually terrifying could, usually with a negative connotation, right? But terrifying is of course it's a negative connotation, right? Because the definition is to cause extreme fear, right? But they should be terrified of you. So I'm wondering, because I always feel like not everything in life is black and white, right? There's always gray. And I think the gray in life is the most interesting parts to explore. So can you be terrifying? Can you cause to feel extreme happiness? I know that's not the definition of the word, but it's interesting that they're exploring that. And that's the big smile she's having, because she's realizing, maybe life is good here. Maybe I could be normal. Maybe I could be terrifying as myself and not as this disease. Because a first kiss, woo! The first kiss with anybody that the first kiss in any relationship, man, you're in the moon, baby, right? You're on the moon, and then it easily wipes away everything that you're having. But that's it, man. That is The Last of Us trailer breakdown, and I'm glad to be again for you guys to be a part of it. And to join me on this venture again with The Last of Us Part 2. I'm excited to be making content for it, in a sense of meeting you guys again, seeing you. It's going to be a great reunion, seeing some old faces and new faces, and welcoming them to The Last of Us community. I am a guy that really focuses on the multiplayer, but I really enjoy breaking down what Naughty Dog does. If you like what you saw, hit the like button. That really will help me out. If you want to see more, of course, subscribe. But I appreciate you guys joining me on this journey, on this talk through. I don't know how long we went. It doesn't matter. Feels good to be talking about The Last of Us again. I'll see you guys next time. As always, oh yeah. Peace and adios. Bye. And a shout out to the people at patreon.com/SanchoWest. These Patreon supporters make the dream work. So here are your monthly shout outs. Shout outs to Dylan K, Chris G, Frederick I, Admad and Charles and Jody, Kayla S, Elise G, Deek Pyro, Tefel, Logger, Daniel H, Clifford B, Samuel J, Michael C, Fromage, AP Normal, Holy Night Clown, Shane B, Natasha R, Dylan T, Raphael B, Matt H, Friends You and Me, Aiden, Antoine BS, Mundo, Lucky Pro, K Does Stuff, Matt B, Frankie Westside, Danny W, Jonathan B, INT Clark, BS, Kevin R, John H, B Jackie, Gwen Stacy Lives, Carrie, Dylan F, Theo P, Iro R, Michael O, and Jacob B. I really do appreciate you guys. If you guys are making everything awesome, you know how much you guys mean to me every month and month. You guys do what you can and you contribute. And if you'd like to join, go to patreon.com/SanchoWest to be in the monthly shout outs. Thank you guys so much for your support. I'll see you guys next time. Yeah. Peace. Adios.